Chapter 40. Mom, tomorrow? You want to tell him tomorrow? Shouldn't we talk this through? You haven't told me about your conversation with him. And what do you know about him? How much did he tell you about himself? Has he been in Detroit this whole time, and did he ever try to find you? Etta was a bit agitated, although she understood he'd have many questions. Lucian, slow down. I know you have a lot of questions, but I can't answer them all at once. Pastor McCurdy stepped in to try to lower the temperature of the conversation. Listen, why don't we all take a breath for a moment? Lucian, maybe your mother can answer your questions about the conversation she had with Mr. Pierce. Let's start with that. And so she did, telling him about the brief and generic phone call she had with his biological father. Lucian made mental notes of the details his mother did provide. 2 daughters. His 2 sisters. He has 2 sisters. He'd grown up an only child, and Henry and Etta Hayes doted on their one and only. He would never admit it publicly, but he knew he was spoiled and rather enjoyed being the center of their world. But he also had questions about Angie Pierce that his mother couldn't answer. He wasn't sure he believed Marcus's explanation that they weren't involved while he and Etta were together. Then he turned his attention to Sharmelle. He wanted details about tracking down Marcus Pierce and her trip to Detroit. Sharmelle told him most, but not all of it. She decided to leave out the part about Angie having an affair with the police officer who investigated the fire at her business, or that the cop's wife is the one who took her on the tour of the Pierce neighborhood. It occurred to her that maybe Marcus didn't even know about the affair himself, but Lucian seemed satisfied with the details she did provide. He stood up, walked to the window near Pastor McCurdy's desk, and just stared out the window for nearly a minute. Mom, we do need to call him, but not tomorrow. I want to talk with Cecilia about this first. The ideal situation would be for all of us to do this face-to-face. Obviously, that can't happen. You don't need to travel right now after your heart issues, and he can't come here because of caring for his wife, so I guess a phone call will have to do. It's just time. No, it's past time for us to get this all out in the open. You're right, son. I just pray that you know Henry and I tried to do right by you. We wanted to do what we thought was right. It was a different time back then. We meant well. Lucian looked in her eyes and could see years of pain, lines around her eyes that he never noticed before, and could hear the strain in her voice. I know, Mom. I know. Pop's explained all he could. Lucian then went into full business administrator mode. All right, let's sit down and plan our strategy. When we should call, what we should and shouldn't say, and should we have anybody else on the call or just Mom and me? How about a Zoom call? Sharmelle regretted saying that as soon as she did. On second thought, maybe that may be too much for Mr. Pierce to see the son he doesn't even know he has. They all agreed. Yes, that was not a good idea, at least not yet. After nearly an hour strategy session, they had a plan. They'd give themselves 48 hours and make the call in 2 days. Only Etta and Lucian would be on the call, although Cecilia, Sharmelle, and Pastor McCurdy would be there, again for moral support. Sharmelle was beginning to think there would never be an end to her involvement in this case. She had delivered on what she was hired to do. But now she realized some things you think are secret aren't. And now she was left wondering how many more would reveal themselves.